Okay, hello there, everybody. So I just wanted to do a really quick one. I've been sitting in a said it would take about an hour, maybe an hour and a half. It was supposed to go from 1:30 to 3:30, so I think that's two, right? Um, I just wanted to do it. Yeah, I remember typing the right question, so I probably typed the other bit. So I'm going to do more videos on the topic of dog hair on the carpet. Just kidding. But I thought I heard something fall too. Anyway, it was going to be about an hour before he came home, but um, and I haven't been home that long. But no, it was 3:38, 3:43. It's about 3:33, 3:50. But then 30 plus 10 plus another 15 getting home. Anyway, point of the matter is, time's just flying. He'll be home very soon, and so I just wanted to do a quick podcast. I'm going to be doing more on the topic of diabetes, and honestly, I feel like we all can benefit from it because we all. Where's it? Oh, it's just not. Oh yeah, it's on the opposite side. I thought I saw it, but sometimes it's not. I think anyway. We all chapstick. We all chapstick. Okay, good condition. Um, either know somebody who has it or may have it, and then also I'm just noticing the interesting light spot from the window, I guess, and on the wall. We also know um, um, there's a lot of people apparently that have it. I don't know if it was something I heard somebody around me today say, or if it wasn't the material, which feels less likely. But apparently, you can have diabetes for years and not know it. And then some people that know it are but last day, cool, I discovered that today, and I guess kind of want to know if I do have. I'm not sure. I kind of want to leave this channel, but basically, at least what me and the other one. Basically, thread messenger I just recently started going to my email notifications. Sometimes goes to his too. So, and I'm sure that it's not sent to all of them there. Anywho, I have a lot of reading to process and this and that, but it's so easy to like the basics class I took today, that short one this afternoon. It covered a lot, and I just and so, but yeah, I mean, it there's different levels of it, right? And it honestly can happen to any of us, just like homelessness. So, I think it's worthwhile listening to, learning. I was, you know, kept, but what I noticed was after about an hour in the room, and this was just before she suggested taking a short break, but I think if I remember correctly, I even had to take one after that. And there wasn't that much of it left, but there was some. She almost thought that I almost thought she was saying we had done about half, but it was a bit more than that. Anywho, that leads to my unique question, and then I got to wrap this up because I have some evening routines to do, and I just really want to relax. I've done a couple errands, and I just want to relax. And the dog, I didn't do this right away because I thought, oh, then he's going to go downstairs and make it into stuff. But I tried to make it so that he wouldn't, but he's down there, and who knows what he's doing. My unique question that I wanted to ask, and not rolling long enough really to get much activity on this anyway, but is to anybody who has not went to a class or a workshop in a long time. And I guess there's different layouts of the room and different, like I don't know if it was just all the information I was getting at me and it was kind of health related. I don't know if it was that we were all kind of, sitting close together. She said that sometimes they had more tables and chairs in there. But there was another group, which actually is something else I would have been interested in going to, and I might, because that might be the only one of the series I take. And she said that they do kind of one-offs, and then every other month, and then consecutively, whatever. But basically, just wondering, for those who have not been in classes or workshops for a while, and I mean, it could be health things that I have going on too, but do you find that your body, like, I guess I get a lot of natural sunlight, even if I might be slightly deficient in, I think it's vitamin D that the sun gives. Um, so I think it was the fluorescent lights, and there was actually quite a lot, and not a huge room, but some of them were either burnt out because the lights were on. There's probably about 4 burnt out, and there was still another 5 or 6. Um, and I know that even many, many years ago, when I was in classes and such, or under those kind of things more often, it's ironic because I bought a light bulb today. Um, they annoyed me then too, to be honest. But I was feeling like some of the things like just drained, weak. It was really scary actually at one point, and I didn't say anything to anybody about it because Leah was talking or whatever. But I could barely actually open my chapstick. I just didn't have the strength for that brief moment. But then something else interesting happened. Aside from the fact that the one sitting next to me had the name of the person that I know that recently passed to this condition, unique first name, older lady. Not super unique, but unique name. I don't know if I should say it because I try to keep her anonymous when I'm talking about this kind of stuff, in case people that know her see this. I don't know. I mean, you never know on YouTube, right? Not that I think it's terrible, but when I went out to the waiting room, the lobby, and their windows, as we get a second here, their windows outside, they let in some sun, but they're kind of frosted, I guess would be the word. Um, and but the lighting, I think, was softer out there. And I don't know. I didn't really. I guess I went out there because I wanted to stretch a bit more, have a change of scenery, or whatever, so to speak. Even though I had never been in that room other than today, but and I went and sat down right away, and pretty quickly started to feel better. When I went back, it didn't start to feel yucky again, but I thought I might. I almost sensed it. So as we get a viewer with a thumbs up, thank you. That we got 2 people that have been here for a couple minutes. One of them thumbed up. Appreciate it. Again, this is likely going to be a shorter one, but if you're in the chat, we can see maybe kind of coordinate a time when we might be able to meet again here soon. But yeah, basically, I just felt so much better when I went to that area. And then as I'm sitting there longer, even more so. And it kind of was odd to me in a way. But I kind of tried to make some sense of it. And that's the only way I can think of to formulate it into a question is, have anybody else who is maybe in a room that they're not used to being in for an hour or more, in those kind of, I really don't know what caused it, and I guess I'm trying to figure that out. I have my guesses, right? Like it got to the point where I was almost kind of worried actually, but people were paying attention to the leader and their phones and the papers that they were looking at or whatever. And I don't think I was that obvious, but I went to honor my friend that passed away of that condition to learn. And because it may or may not affect me, they actually gave me a really cool tester I'll show you later. I don't know what's involved in using it. I know that she played a couple of videos and I can find out or whatever. But they give them for free. Apparently, they don't last very long and they must be cheap because, she was handing them out to quite a few people in a nice bag too, bright yellow. But yeah, so I was just wondering if anybody else has experienced that. Since we have maintained, and this is on the laptop, a couple of viewers for a while, I'd also like for you to, and I think I put it so that the live chat doesn't display afterwards if you're anxious, but I may not have. But if there's any topic ideas or song requests that you have for the future ones, perfect. This is a shared channel, and Glenn's going to be home soon, actually. And then I have a couple of things I want. I might have even just heard him coming in a few moments ago. Want to get out of my bag and give to him and just kind of relax for a bit, get on with the evening. But since, I will, should I? There was a song I heard in the reading room, and it was like down the hall, maybe even the room we were in before we were in it. And I swear that I saw an old karaoke video, which has some irony, featuring the one that I know that passed away, let's just say that, where we did this song. And part of me thinks, you know what, why not do a little bit of music, just a smidgen at the moment. Because we have two people here who seem to be liking this. What I can say is possibly I might do one later tonight. I forget. We're Western Canada. I think that's Eastern Standard Time. I could be wrong. Anyway, it's 4:45 here right now. So maybe in about 3 hours or kind of late morning tomorrow. You're always welcome to come back and see these after they're posted too. But whoever's watching seems to be enjoying it, but seems to be a little shy unless comments aren't showing up. I have them selected too. But yeah. Oh, hello, Michelle. I can always sense a shift in energy. This is so cool. Kind of randomly decided to come here, eh? Or you're subscribed and got notified, maybe. Shift in energy. It could be a low vibe or high vibe shift. Different people have different energies too. Some I'm drawn to, some repel. I wouldn't say that anybody had a super strongly bad energy. There were a couple of other ambivalent, kind of about what they're going through. And one kind of did something that reminded me of myself a little bit. They were all older than me, but it's interesting because I was the youngest one, and if my friend who had it since she was a kid had ever went to these kind of things, she may have been as well. But it's one of those things that knows no age. They tried to say, it's more common amongst these races or whatever, but then they said, but also this, and so I said, really, it's like very diverse, which is actually kind of the topic. I think I almost didn't want to hear because it's a shared channel, but you know what? I'm learning. I'll see about different preventative measures. It seems like there's a pretty good community. It was a bit of I should have been contacted long before this morning, I think it was, about the course. But it seems like maybe my message just never got to somebody, and then the one I left yesterday finally did. Some people probably think there's too many rainbows there. There was actually quite a few of them. I saw when I went out, there was 3 staff, and I don't know if the 2, I'm pretty sure I recognized them saying, yeah, I'm not going to be rolling much longer either, but I guess you've subscribed, and it's so glad to see you. So good to see you here. I mean, I've done a couple small errands, and I didn't hate the place. And there is a lot of homeless people kind of around that plaza, and there was one, I was early. In fact, I kind of experienced something, which maybe we can talk about later. But one thing I did experience also is because I was early and I just needed to stop somewhere, that was a little less busy and type something up. I found, and actually the bin doesn't look like it specifies that it's specific for areas, but I happened to be next to the donation bin. Anyway, we still have one person. You did say you had to run, Michelle, so I'm guessing it's the other person. I do thank the other one for still staying here. I think I know who liked it, but I don't know because you've been here for a while. Again, but I want to keep this one shorter anyway, I think, just because, sometimes they get long, but it happens, right? But yes, I do want to get downstairs soon. But I'll definitely later tonight or tomorrow. One thing I kind of told myself is I want to try and do a video every day. But I have to see how I'm feeling. If I might happen to be doing something else. Never have ideas. But sometimes I find those pretty easily. So, I'm not sure if it's still Michelle that's here. But I was going to do that song. Maybe I'll wait. I don't know. It's not necessarily a favorite song. I don't hate it. But if you have song requests, though, put them in the comments and I'll do them soon. And whether you see it live or afterwards, it's all good. So everybody, take care for now. And yeah.